Welcome, ladies and mostly gentlemen. This is Hitting the Hard Court, episode 6, I believe. And my name is Sarvin Orak, and I'm joined by Mike Cortez,
Yep.
Fonz,
What's up?
and we ready right now to talk about a couple topics that are burning the NBA feed right now. First up, I think Mike should present this topic. It's about a legend that played for his team. I mean, he wasn't a legend when he was on the squad, but let's talk a little about Amari Stoudemire retiring today.
Yes, Amari. No, I would call him a legend in a way.
I mean, he wasn't a legend on your team. Like, he wasn't legendary
Yeah.
status on your team. I mean, the
Well, he was
first
a
season without Melo, that was ridiculous. Like, that season.
Well, Melo joined later, I think. He joined that February.
No,
Yeah.
I think the first season he was solo dolo, I thought.
No, he was. All right, this is why I think he's a legend. I'm going to point it out. They were 2-8, and he was with a bunch of bums. I think Raymond Felton was his second option.
Yep.
They were 2-8 at one point, and then he won that 30-point game.
Barrage. Yeah, like it was
Yeah, it
like
was like
5 or
10
6
games.
games. Yeah, that was nuts, dude. He was shooting.
And then
What he was shooting that mid-range jumper, it was like, I think it was like 57% the first half of
oh, it
that
was
season.
money. Top of the keys money, or it was. Anyway, and then he gets them all the way to 20 and 26 by February, and then Melo wants to join. And then the rest is history. They go to 3 playoff series, which is more than they did anywhere before that. This is Stephon Marbury's dumbass.
All right, let's not get too brutal on Steph, because he's really a legend in China, so you can't really take that away from him. Because
Yeah,
Amari
China.
Stoudemire might never get a statue in front of a stadium, but Steph already has one.
He has a statue in China?
Yeah, he got a statue.
Get the what?
I mean, of all the Stephon Marbury things that you would expect to hear, that would be one of them. Has a statue in China.
I mean, I've seen him drink soap
It's
on
not even
TV.
that far-fetched if you know about it. Like, if you think about it, it's really not that far-fetched. But let's get
I'm
back
looking
to
this up.
Amari. Like, let's think about this for a second. The man was literally the most dominant pick-and-roll finisher for, like, his first 7 years, right, in Phoenix?
Yep.
Yeah.
That playoff series against the Spurs, if they didn't
05?
get if they didn't get players suspended, when Boris and him like walked onto the court like half a step, like that would have been a completely different playoff series, and I think they might have won the chip that year.
Probably.
And
Yeah,
I think
another underrated thing about Amari is
and
he
Joe
created the
Johnson
point
was hurt
center.
that year. Wait, what happened? What'd you say, Mike?
He created the point center. That's like one of the most underrated things about him.
The point center. Can you please explain this position for our listeners who are not
Like
aware?
the center, you see it like the modern big man, like Karl Towns, Anthony Davis, the big man who could dribble on the perimeter and guard on the perimeter if switched.
Yeah,
as
when
well
he
as
was
shoot.
younger, he could definitely do that. But if you think about it, that was really Kevin Garnett before him, and Kevin Garnett just didn't want to be the center all the time.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I think it was the way they used him, but he was the first one to be implemented as that point center.
Yeah, but then if you think about Kevin Garnett, like that season he took the Timberwolves to like I think what was the semifinals in the playoffs, he was averaging like 5 or 6 assists a game that year, which is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, but so I mean, I'd still consider Garnett more of a forward.
I mean that you only
Yeah.
consider him a forward because he lies about not being 7 feet tall.
Exactly.
But he's really a center.
Yeah, but it's like the Duncan thing. He's a center, but we call him power forward because we think of him as a power forward.
I can't wait till like 100 years from now when they don't care about positions and they just like realize that this dude was this tall and he was this good at these things and that's all that matters. Because like the positions really like these divisions by position don't really make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rose said it best, Jalen Rose, where it's like the positions were made for a novice to follow because
Yeah, it's
more
just
and
so.
more we're seeing 5 best guys go out on the floor and do whatever.
It's pretty
they
much
do.
like that. You know that After Throne show they have on HBO Go. HBO Go.
Mhm.
It's like that. It's like a guide for people who don't really know about Game of Thrones. So the positions just are the same thing in the NBA. It's just like,
Mhm.
hey, this is basketball for dummies. See, this guy, he plays the center. He's gonna be around the basket mostly, and this guy's the point guard. He's probably gonna be passing the ball, running the pick and roll, and shooting threes. But guess what? There's people who have redefined every position, and that's why I love the game a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you got somebody who's like been living under a rock or just who doesn't follow basketball, and you have them watch the Warriors, and they ask you like, oh, what's Draymond Green's position? You're like, he's their center, but he doesn't really hang around the basket on offense. He defends everybody, so he's not really a center, but he's kind of a
He
center.
doesn't block
Yeah,
shots, but he protects the rim very well.
exactly. So
It's ridiculous, honestly. If somebody from 20 years ago saw Draymond Green today, like playing, they'd be like, okay, how did this kid from college make it to the NBA if he should have never
exactly.
even been in the draft?
I honestly think it's time to start renaming positions where it should just be guards, wings, and then like point forwards. Or
Guards, wings, and bigs. That's it.
yeah, because I feel like there's very few true centers anymore. Like
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like,
DeAndre,
And
Brooke Lopez.
they definitely need to do that for the All NBA team and whatnot
exactly.
because
I think they do already.
I mean, they do kind of.
I'm not
But, like,
sure though.
They should just let it be the best 5 players. Forget
Oh
it.
yeah, I've been waiting for that.
If it happens to be 4 power forwards and a shooting guard that are the best 5 players that year, let that be the All NBA team, dude.
Well, I forgot who got subbed this year. I think it was either Durant, Kawhi, or LeBron. One of them got left off the first team.
Well, all I know is that Dame Lillard didn't get snubbed, so everybody else in their division can calm down for a little bit.
Speaking of Dame Lillard,
We want to transition to his backcourt mate, CJ McCollum.
My guy,
what do you guys think about that?
he's my fellow Mountain Hawk. You know, fellow Lehigh. He's a Lehigh alum. I go to Lehigh.
Wow,
So,
dude, yo, I
yeah.
almost went to Lehigh. I got put on the waiting list, and I was like, wait, I've never gotten curved so hard before in my life, and I just didn't continue with it. And then Rutgers was like, yo, we'll take you immediately. So I was like, okay.
Shout out to Rutgers.
I like my girls easy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean Lehigh. Yeah, like he's like our only big sports star in the in any professional sport really. So yeah, I'm really happy for him to get
I mean,
an
yeah,
extension and
he put
just
you guys on
stay.
the map, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Smush Parker did for Fordham University. No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say, wah, wah, wah.
But yo, the thing is, have you guys seen the picture of CJ McCollum sophomore year of high school?
Yes, I was just about to bring that up.
I
He
would.
looked like a genome.
He looks like a child. He looks like a 7-year-old.
Calvin Cambridge.
Yeah, he looks like literally. Jesus Christ, that's one of the best references. But I've showed that person to my girlfriend, right? I've showed the picture to my girlfriend, and I was like, okay. She's like, okay, what is this? Some random like high school kid? Like, why are you showing me this? I was like, yeah, this guy just got like about $100 million to play basketball in the NBA. And she's like, how? I'm like, he kind of had a growth spurt, but he's not really that athletic, but he's absolutely filthy.
Exactly.
His stop and go game is just
Oh, it's ridiculous.
it's Harden like almost, I would say.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be. I was gonna say that's a hot take, but that's actually not because he actually pours in points just as fast as Harden sometimes.
But like Harden, I mean, if you look at them, Harden is still more built and a lot leaner, I think, than CJ.
Oh yeah,
CJ, yeah, he's really had to make a living off.
I think
figuring out
Harden's
plays.
a lot stronger than CJ
Exactly.
will ever be. Like he's just got that not LeBron type strength, but when he gets to the rim, he can push bodies off when he gets up there.
Yeah.
CJ's really about being very intelligent
Agile.
with his like steps and like acceleration and his dribbles especially. Like people tend to think that he just pounds the rock into the floor, but when he does that, he's really just setting up the play because he doesn't have the athleticism. It's kind of like Kyrie. Kyrie really doesn't have that crazy athleticism to get separation, so he has to set him up with a couple dribbles before he actually makes a move.
Yep.
What's
Yeah,
really
great
cool is
comparison.
that his go-to move is a step back, which is hilarious because he's so damn short. But his
Yeah,
step
but
back's
he's got his
really
arms.
tough.
His arms are like go-go gadget. Like he's got the craziest go-go gadget arms, and like he's got the longest limbs, and it's just like I love how he plays. I love how Dame plays, but the thing is, you just put what is that, $200 million into two
Yep.
guys that both can't play defense, and then you got Alan Crabb making $75 million, and then
Well, they actually spent the most this offseason retaining all their own guys. They just
Yeah,
signed
that's the-
Harkless to 40 mil.
Harkless got 40 mil.
Yep.
That's not bad though. That's not bad.
No,
That's
no,
not bad.
10 years solid for him. They signed
Yeah.
Myers Leonard.
Yeah, that one I didn't really like, but they kind of had to do. Because the thing is, like, people were really hot on Myers Leonard after that playoff series. Like, I think it was 2 years ago when he was hitting threes.
Yeah.
But last year he got exposed in the regular season. He could not do it consistently.
Yeah, I think he's more of the people. I think they're afraid. They're like, oh shit, if we let him go, he's gonna blow up somewhere else.
It's not even that. Like, who's behind him right now? Who else is
Oh,
there?
I
Who's
like
gonna?
Ed Davis on that team.
Yeah, but Ed Davis can't be your center on a
Oh,
contending
No,
center?
team.
Plumlee.
Festus. No,
Plumlee. Oh yeah.
Festus.
Oh yeah. Festus and Plumlee could
Yeah, my
actually take over.
guy.
Yeah. You mean
That's
Fetus?
right.
Yeah,
Fetus is
Fetus.
Ely. Fetus is
Fetus
Ely.
is Ely.
He's still in his fetal stage, so maybe like in the next couple of years, he'll get to full like
He'll grow some
trim-
soft hands.
if he hits the third trimester, I'm pretty sure he could be a center on a contending team.
Azili?
Azalea, yeah, Fetus.
No, I think Azili's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Plumlee's amazing. I hate the Nets for getting rid of him. Like, how did we traded him and then he learned how to pass? Like, what?
What
How
did you
does
get
that
in
happen?
return? Didn't you get someone decent in return, like Hollis Jefferson?
Rondé Hollis Jefferson, we got the rights to pick him. Yeah, he's gonna be a great defender. Off the rip, he was already like our best defender last year. So I can't be mad at that. But the thing is, like, that's like best case scenario. He's Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Oof, that's rough.
I mean, but then again, I have a lot of faith in Michael Kidd Gilchrist, and I think he's gonna have a good year this year. But if he doesn't develop a jump shot like Hollis Jefferson, I doubt Hollis Jefferson will ever develop a jump shot the way I've seen him shoot.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna be a Tony Allen type at max, like a poor man's Tony Allen, which isn't
I
a
think
bad.
that's what Kid Gilchrist is going to be.
Nah,
Tony Allen.
honestly, I think Kid Gilchrist is gonna be a little bit better than Tony Allen because he's just been hurt too much. That's the problem.
Yeah.
When he was on the court last year, he was like averaging a double almost, dude.
Yeah, no, he's good. I mean, it might be my jersey bias, but
Nah, I mean the thing is like when that Kentucky team was so stacked and he looked so good on Kentucky, and then Anthony Davis came to the league and just destroyed it. We all kind of forgot about how good he was.
yeah.
And
Well,
the
before
thing,
he got hurt, he was locking people down, and then he just fell
dude,
off
he's been
the-
locking people down since day one in the league. But the thing is, before he got hurt, he was also boarding up and hitting some mid-range jumpers, which was like surprising me. But let's move on to the next crazy shooting guard signing. Not crazy, but shooting guard signing that happened recently.
Definitely crazy.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
It's not. It's a DW, but without the I. Mr. Dion Waiters signed for 2 years, and can somebody please get the exact number? And
I believe it was 2 years, $8 million.
yeah, and by the way, the Thunder offered him a qualifying offer of like 8 or 9, I believe, to stay with them. So who looks stupid right
6
now?
mil. 2 years, 6 mil.
2 years, 6 million, and the Thunder offered him an $8 million qualifying offer.
Dion Waiters, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Well, he's always had the best decision-making skills out of anybody in the
The
league.
one thing I'm happy about is the Heat are not giving him number 3, which would have been the most disrespectful
Yeah,
thing
he's
I've ever heard.
wearing what, 11?
Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm mad that they didn't give him 3. That
What?
would've been hilarious,
No, I mean,
dude.
No,
Look, think about it. Look. Dwayne Wade pulled this petty shit, which was very, very like deserved because Pat Riley was not really involved in the negotiations, and he was really trying to play hardball with the dude he couldn't play hardball with. Like, this isn't Alonzo Mourning towards the end of his career. This is Dwayne Wade. You know what I mean? So like, I could kind of see a petty move coming back from the Miami organization. Like, oh, he's a W2, so let's give him the 3.
Yeah, no, it would have been amazing if, they gave him number 3 and then we got like Chicago Heat on like some big weekend or like Christmas Day, or they probably would
Yeah,
never
can
go
you
Christmas
imagine?
Day.
Can you imagine
And,
that
like,
that
if
rage
you have-
game? That rage game for Wade. He turned back the clock like 6 years. It's that year after he came back from injury.
Oh, yeah.
The Olympic year when he
Dwayne
was
Wade
like
has a
27
lot of
points.
petty in him.
He's got a light of petty is his main source of power. I feel like.
Oh, definitely.
Which, to be honest, in the NBA is not really a bad thing. Like, so many people in the NBA are so petty.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's funny though, because when you think about it, the best players in the NFL, like at least quarterbacks, are always like the most even composure dudes. They're kind of like golfers. You see Aaron Rodgers, you see Peyton Manning, well, the retired Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Like they don't really sway up and down. But like in the NBA, like if you don't show emotion, you kind of get looked at like you're a punk.
Yeah, like Tim Duncan.
Shout out Derrick Rose.
I mean, Derrick Rose couldn't show emotion because he can't really enunciate properly. It's not really his fault.
Well, he enunciated properly, saying the stupidest statement of 2016, calling the Knicks a super team.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
What
just really
the-
like I think like Phil Jackson was just like, yo, go say this so they don't talk about the moves I didn't make this offseason. I need a
It was
cover
just
for a
like
couple of days while I take a vacation.
that had to be one of the most idiotic statements in the NBA ever.
Yeah, it's a super team in 2K if you turn back. It's a super team in 2K. I could beat most people in 2K with the Knicks probably right now.
Like 2K11 maybe.
No,
With
2K
that
this
team.
year, I'm telling you. Look, because Chris Stapps the God, is literally the most overrated player in 2K because like his stats aren't high, but he blocks everything and he hits everything. Not to say that he isn't a talent. Then you got
Mellow.
Melo who's the ISO king, right? And then you got
Uh-huh.
Joakim Noah who's like whatever, he'll play defense around the rim. And then you got Rose and you got Jennings, so you can just hold the turbo button the whole game,
Yeah, that's
just let
true.
him drive at the rim. And then you got Courtney Lee popping up for open threes. It's not.
Well,
That's
Rose was booty in 2K16.
Yeah, I know. He went from 2015 he was a superstar. In 2016 he was just athletic finisher.
I love
Talk
how
about,
we're getting into 2K assessment of the Knicks right now.
but yeah, let's talk about how about Deion Waiters. His number one comparison coming out of college was Dwayne Wade, which is a funny thing
Really?
now. 'Cause, yeah, people were like, "Yo, he's got the same body type. He's 6'4". He's a slasher. He has a mid-range game. He's a little bit thicker than Wade, obviously, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of comparisons between the two. Like they were saying, like his ceiling is Dwayne Wade. So now that he's replacing Dwayne Wade, it's just the irony and the full circleness of the situation. Just it blows my mind.
That's really fun. And wow. That's a really stupid comparison, whoever made that.
Nah, but it
But
made sense back in the day, man, because he was dirty.
no,
He was
he's
dirty.
still
He
good.
was
I'm
way
saying
more.
he's good, but he like doesn't. He reminds me of more of like a shooter than Dwayne Wade ever would be.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
she's not a shooter, bro. Have you seen his 3-point percentages?
Yeah, but he
He's
doesn't
a,
even try and drive half the time.
oh, I don't think you've watched enough
No,
Deion
we'll
Waiters
see it this
footage.
year. Don't worry.
I definitely
You'll
do
see a
not.
lot of it. But I'm saying he's a great mid-range shooter, just like Wade was.
Uh,
He is definitely a driver. But the thing is, he doesn't do all the other things Wade does, like rebound, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball.
use his
Wait,
brain.
yeah, pass the ball. He's
Use
just
his
a
brain.
yeah. Well, using his brain was like never really gonna be a thing that he was gonna do because he went to Syracuse and he couldn't even start. He was coming off the bench. Like if you're at Syracuse where they rarely have good guards and you're coming off the bench with that much talent, there means
That's what I'm
there's
saying.
something
Like, how the hell
there's
did he
something
get compared to
detrimentally
Wade?
wrong with him. Because the thing is, like, he had a great year off the bench, and he had a great tournament, I believe. And you know how the tournament runs always overrated people.
And
Like
his
who had a
draft
great
was
tournament
weak.
run this year that got overrated in draft? What?
Wasn't he in a weak draft also, which is why he got
Yeah, super
killed,
weak.
right?
Yeah, super weak draft.
That's
And by the way, worst ever pick by the Cavs. Like, okay, you
No,
just
Anthony
drafted
Bennett.
Kyrie Irving, and let's put him together with Deion Waiters because Kyrie Irving isn't ball dominant enough.
No,
Anthony Bennett.
Anthony
That's-
Bennett. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Don't forget
definitely
Nah,
worse.
nah. Anthony Bennett was just like that was a very weak draft, honestly.
All right, here's the top
We-
five of the Waiters went fourth.
Yeah.
Right after him was Damian Lillard,
Ugh.
What?
Barnes, Drummond, Myers Leonard, and then it was pretty weak after that.
Yeah, but look at this though. If the Cavs take anybody out of those next three instead of he who shall not be named anymore in this podcast, they might not get LeBron.
Yeah.
Or maybe, honestly, imagine Lillard and Kyrie in a backcourt together.
I would have liked that. That would have been fine.
I think that would have been amazing. Like that's the most shot making you have in a backcourt. No disrespect to Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. If I need somebody to hit a clutch shot at the end of the game, I'm looking at Kyrie or I'm looking at Dame Lil. Because they have
Yeah,
the
exactly.
killer instinct. They have the killer instinct. It doesn't matter. Like Lillard has shown it time and time again, and that shot that Kyrie hit in the finals, I'll say it one more time, it's gonna be played for the next 50 years at least.
Yeah, that was one of the most clutch shots ever.
And his big toe was sprained.
Who would you have rather have drafted right now, Myers Leonard or Waiters?
Leonard, just because the potential could still blow up. Like Leonard could still turn into a beast.
I would still go for Waiters because I just like his skill set, and I just always have a thing for dudes who have no brain and a lot of talent. I'm
Wow.
just like I'm like the dude who like always thinks like for like the first 5 years of Joe Green's career, I thought he was gonna blow up. You know what I mean?
Oof.
I'm the type of dude who thinks that Zach LaVine's gonna be a superstar still. Um,
Nah, he's a six man. Like that's Levine's future.
yeah, I mean that's great, but
Better than nothing though.
but the thing is like you're 6'4", you got hops like we've never seen before. You can actually hit the three ball. If you actually thought a little bit about the game, like it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it was when I saw him live. He just wouldn't pass. Like there'll be times there was a streak of like 4 minutes when
Levine?
like the Wolves were kind of close. They could have like came back, and he just kept on hurling stupid jump shot. Like J.R. Smith hot like
He has
what
the
J.R. does minus the.
he has the swaggy P gene where he doesn't pass his
Mhm.
teammates. But the thing is, remember that game that the Warriors lost to the Timberwolves last year in overtime?
Yeah.
He was one of the main reasons why they were in the game. He was tearing up the Warriors defense. And then obviously
Yeah,
Wiggins took over
scoring.
towards the end.
He literally doesn't do anything else though. He just cares about scoring.
Yeah, literally every time the Warriors and Timberwolves play, it's him and Steph going back and forth, just torturing each other. Because he doesn't play defense, and Steph's like, all right, I'm going to let him score because I'm just going to hit a three on the other side anyway. And my team
From
is
the
better.
Wolves, who would you trade?
Who would I trade?
Like,
I
would
would,
you trade
In
Levine?
general?
I would trade Chris Dunn and wait, I would trade Chris Dunn and Andrew Wiggins for Russell Westbrook right now.
You would trade Wiggins?
Nah, I do.
I think the Thunder would take Dunn,
Yeah,
Levine, somebody else, and then a
in the
whole
first round.
shitload of picks.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so at all. I
You don't think so?
But no,
No.
I mean, no.
Because if you give a
they
team
thought-
Russell Westbrook and Karl Towns, they're making the playoffs every year. Thank you very much.
No,
Yeah.
but I think the Wolves would take the one that Mike said if Westbrook explicitly said I want to leave.
Yeah,
And they're
but
desperate
the,
to get rid
thing,
of him.
the only trade that the Wolves would actually be able to make is if they included Wiggins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my fear. I wouldn't do it then.
What's the fear about it though? What's the fear about it though? He's a wing. It's fine. You can find wings. What
No,
you
but I
can't
think he's
find,
gonna be
what you
really
can't
good.
find is point guards and centers. I mean, you can find
Right.
point guards, but you can't find Russells.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Find Russells, dude. You can't find Russells. And who else do
Yeah,
they
but they
have?
have Wiggins is too young to just be like, all right, well, we'll give you Wiggins.
Well, what do you mean? Russell's is still young in his prime.
He is, but
He is
I think
what?
you can lowball them. I would only offer that in February, where
I'm
it's like,
saying- and I honestly, the Timberwolves wouldn't even do it unless Russell Westbrook said he would sign an extension.
Exactly.
well, how about if it's February? The Thunder kind of middle of the pack. So are the Wolves. No one's really offering anything crazy, and the Wolves come to the Thunder with Dunn and with the offer I just said. You don't think they'd do it? It's better than like risking.
No.
No,
Russell
the
would
only
say
way-
no. Russell would say no because if they make like the playoffs as a 6th seed, Russell's winning the MVP. That's it. If he takes that team to the playoffs by himself and averages the numbers I know he's going to average, he's getting the MVP.
I have them as a top 3 seed. The
He's
Thunder.
going to have an
Which
out.
one?
Thunder?
Who?
Yeah, I have them as a top 3 seed.
How? What teams got deleted from the league?
Well, I think everything stays back.
Okay, so the Warriors are better than them, right? They're going to
Yeah.
Yeah, the Warriors are clear number 1.
What about
Okay.
Spurs?
The Spurs are better than them.
Yeah, no, the Spurs are 2, and then the Thunder.
Thunder Clippers.
Clippers
Thunder.
are better than Thunder.
I think the Thunder will wash them.
I think the Clippers at full health will show the Thunder why they should have never traded Ibaka and thought that it would make Durant stay. Honestly, they really blew that thing up. But the Clippers are really good, dude. We forget that. Just because they have all this chemistry issues and stuff, like if they just have
Well,
one,
that's 90% of the game.
yeah, I mean, I understand that's 90% of the game, but if they just have a clean season and get to the playoffs with everyone healthy, there's no way the Thunder can keep up. Chris Paul is the best point guard in the game still.
I think Russell Westbrook would embarrass Chris Paul worse than he did Curry.
I mean, the thing is,
Like, he would
okay,
just attack
embarrass Chris Paul, right? But get to the rim. Who's there? DeAndre.
No, I meant on defense. Like, I think Chris Paul would have a really tough time reaching 20 a night.
What, defensively? Chris Paul doesn't need to get 20 a night because he'll have 18 assists then.
But I don't.
Because
Who's going to score?
He's a point guard, bro. He doesn't care about scoring. He only scores when he has to.
So you're confident Blake's going to get 25? on.
Oh, who's
Cancer.
gonna? By the way, yeah, on Cantor definitely, because Cantor couldn't guard my grandmother in the post.
Okay, all right. So assuming Blake goes off, DeAndre's not scoring on Adams that much, I think.
DeAndre's getting lobs from Blake and Chris Paul. That's it.
No, but it wouldn't if I'm I mean, Billy Donovan is an idiot, so I wouldn't put it past him. But if I'm facing the Clippers, I'm guarding 1-on-1 and saying, "All right, Blake Griffin, you better score 100 points. I'll just let him get 50, as long as nobody else scores."
He
Just
might.
have
He
Andre
might.
Robertson up JJ Redick's ass.
He motherfucking might though. Honestly, because he's nice, man. I know he punched the trainer and everything like that, but let's not forget the man is like what the stats he put up when Chris Paul was hurt that you have here.
Yeah, but
Well, he
that's
might
when
get traded
Paul's
too.
hurt.
I mean that he took more of the load, so this would be the same situation. If you guard everyone up, straight up and you take Chris Paul away, it's gonna be Blake Griffin who has to win the game for you. So he's shown that he can win the game for you.
Yeah,
I
I mean, we
just
don't even
had-
know. We could.
And
Blake
let's
Griffin
not forget
still be
about JJ
traded.
Redick. Let's not forget about JJ Redick.
Yeah, but Robertson will be tossed onto him, and I don't see Redick getting away from him.
Great. Then they have Roberson on the court, who is a absolute zero on offense. So you're gonna have a clogged
risk.
paint for Russell to try to run a pick and roll with an S Cantor, and let's hope that works. And let's hope the refs call enough fouls.
Oh, they definitely will. You don't have to
I
worry
mean,
about
it's
that.
the playoffs. Let's not. We don't know that the last game of the NBA Finals was like WWE Raw SmackDown.
That's how it should be, though.
It should be like that every game in the playoffs. Honestly.
I just find it funny that like we said that the Clippers have chemistry issues and they brought everybody back. All the
Yeah.
same
That's
people.
Doc Rivers. That's Doc Rivers' philosophy. If you played for one of his teams before, or you played well against one of his teams, you're on his team forever.
Shout
Or
out
if
to
you
Baby
came out of,
Davis.
or if you came out of his own testicles, you're forever on his team.
Austin Rivers, hi.
Shout out. He had a great game. He had one great game in the playoffs. It's cool. Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's
Plus,
worth
plus,
it.
plus his face got destroyed, so.
Yeah, his face got
Yeah.
destroyed. He had a
Okay.
bunch of assists and pass and got some buckets, and guess what? They still lost.
Yeah, best case for Austin Rivers, he turned into like Jason Terry, like heat check
Ooh.
guy off the bench.
Who? Austin Rivers?
Yeah.
He could be a Jason Terry type. I like Jason Terry a lot, man. I wouldn't put.
Yeah,
Austin
no.
Rivers
I mean,
on
as
the
a
team.
compliment. That's like his ceiling for me.
Yeah, he'd be a very poor man's Jason Terry.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the kid was a high-level recruit, went to Duke, didn't really do anything at Duke. Like, he kind of has.
I think he peaked in high school. I think
Yeah,
he peaked because of his name, too.
I think he peaked because of those AAU YouTube videos, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
when he was
like,
in
he
high
wasn't
school,
doing anything that wild.
is that what? With that time period is when like AAU YouTube videos were peaking, like trending super hard, and everybody was
Well,
just
yeah, like,
watching those and like, oh my God, this is how we scout people now. No, that's
have
not
you
how
heard
you
of Akil
scout.
Carr?
Akil Carr?
Yeah, the little guy.
Yes, I know about Akil Carr, the little guy with bounce.
Yeah, like, his YouTube videos fire, and I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah,
that was
but
like
he
5
was
years
super
ago.
small. But what about that boy Felder? The
I love
Cavs
Felder.
draftee? He's
I love that
small,
pick.
but he's got bounce, and I think he's gonna be something decent for him. Like not not this season, but
No,
next season.
off the bench, definitely something next year.
I mean, not too much. Maybe, hopefully, that's what I can't bank on that, but the year after this year, definitely.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
why
that.
it was fine if they lost Deladova. But
Delvedova
yeah,
is so overrated.
I mean, he's so overrated, but the thing is, the man plays defense.
And he
The
plays
man
hard.
gets in people's faces. He hits threes sometimes, like, and he's
He's an
gonna protect.
agitator. That's all he is.
Yeah, he's an agitator. You need that on your team, man.
I guess. I mean, I didn't see him in the finals.
I mean,
At least
there's a reason.
memorable.
I
Because
mean,
they were
he's
playing
a-
Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, you know
Yeah, exactly.
the ageless
Richard
wonder,
Jefferson.
the
Yeah.
ageless wonder.
Finally got his ring. Good for him.
I mean, he was never gonna get it with the Nets, but
Oh, can we get the Nets in 2K, please?
what?
Can we get the Richard Jefferson Nets in 2K or the Jason Kidd Nets in 2K,
Yeah,
please?
can we not call them the Richard Jefferson Nets, please? It's the Jason Kidd, Vince Carter.
Nenad Kristic
The
Nets.
Keith
Nenad
Van Horn
Kristic.
Nets.
Oh my God. So I have this anecdote. So Nenad Kristic at his prime had I believe, a cousin or a distant relative who moved to a town near me called Cliffside Park, and there was super amounts of hype around this kid. He was already like 6'7" at like age 14. At age 14.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, this kid's gonna put up 3,000 points in high school. Yada 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 yada. Fast forward 4 years later, I think he taps out at like 600 points total, not even. Like he was like a waste of height, and like literally Nenad Krstić hyped this man up.
I forgot about Nenad Krstić until just now. Holy shit, that's a throwback.
How could you forget about that man? He was
The Nets legend.
Number 12, right?
I don't remember his number
think so.
because I couldn't get past his rugged good looks, but
Yeah, he was number 12.
the thing
Wow.
is, he was a great player. Mikey Moore, great player.
Kerry
We had a
Kittles.
lot of garbage. Sean Williams from Boston
Williams.
College.
Oh my God.
Jared Dudley's former front court mate. By the way, this is the biggest full circle. By the way, Jared Dudley played the 4 in college.
Really?
He came to the NBA, played the 3, and now he's found himself once again at the 4 in the NBA as most efficient.
He's the most unathletic looking guy in the NBA. Probably in NBA history.
Let's think about that for a
Well,
second.
fat centers don't count. I'm talking about like a wing guy. He's a wing guy who looks like he just drinks beer like in the
I
locker.
mean, what about Big Baby?
No, see,
Yeah.
Big Baby's he's like kind of muscular and he's like a fat.
Yeah, but
forward.
you wouldn't expect his feet to be that quick.
That's true.
The way he
Jared
moves.
Dudley just doesn't have like any muscle tone at all.
Yeah, but I feel like some of the older players were like that too. Like, look at Larry Bird. He don't look athletic at all.
Yeah, but, doesn't Jared Dudley look like a sub teacher that's playing like a teachers versus students game all the time?
He's like the sub teacher who sneaks out of class and goes to like recess and tries to play the kids.
And gets dogged.
And he gets dogged, and then he hits 1-3, and he's like, all right, I gotta go back to work, guys. Sorry.
Still wears the headband in class.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
He's got one professional headband, and then he keeps the one for the court in his back pocket.
That he never uses.
Only if he's got it balled out, you know. It's the balled out one. I recently invested in a couple of headbands, actually, but I can't wear them until Post Malone stops being relevant.
Which is right now?
Oh, no. Once you're signed to Lyor Cohen, you're pretty much relevant for a while. And plus, he's doing that country music type thing, so he's going to go.
Ugh.
He opened up for Justin Bieber's tour, so he's good for life, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
You know that what was that Chance the Rapper line? Chance the Rapper line on the Kanye West album? I met Kanye West. I ain't never going to hell, like or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye
Post
West
Malone,
never gonna fail.
yeah. I'm never gonna fail. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I paraphrase quotes. Anyway, so Post Malone's version is I opened up for Justin Bieber's world tour. I'm never gonna fail.
Wow.
How could he fail, dude? Think about it. That's Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber put activists out of business. In the lean game.
Like how he went from Jared Dudley to Post Malone to Justin Bieber.
Well, I just wanted to talk about this social phenomenon of Justin Bieber. You know, like back when he was like still hanging out with like Lil Twist and all those like Young Money like
Yeah.
baby.
He
like,
wanted to be a
like,
rapper.
yeah, industry plant rappers. Well, yeah, when he was doing lean for a little bit, he had a bottle of Activist in his Instagram post, and immediately after that, there was a huge backlash from white America because obviously every 7 to 14-year-old girl is following Justin Bieber. So when mommy sees Justin Bieber with a little bit of lean, she's gonna complain to Activists, and immediately after that, they drop the product.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is. When the people with money when white people with money complain, stuff happens. Let's see what happens when black people with money complain. Because I love this. I want to end this podcast on a good note. I want to say Carmelo Anthony has been doing great things by starting this discourse.
Absolutely.
In the media. Like honestly, I didn't see it coming
Okay.
from him, but I'm happy for him. Like I wanted LeBron to do it. I wanted a bunch of people to do it, but I'm fine that that Melo doing it because it adds like another layer to his personality.
Yeah. I feel like LeBron let him have this one. He was
I
like,
think
"You
I
got
think the problem with LeBron is like he can't really speak that crazy about stuff because he is such a big business, like he's such a brand that
Yeah.
if he involves himself to the degree like that Carmelo will or has at this point, like I'm not saying that LeBron James is dropping the ball on Black Lives Matter. It's
No,
that
yeah, I know what you're saying.
it's just that he can't go above and beyond because he has a McDonald's contract, Sprite contract, Jordan
Yeah.
contract. Like he's really going to be a multi-billionaire by the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
kind of why Jordan's been quiet about it for the most part.
I mean, yeah, Jordan came out. Jordan came out today and said some things. I
Yeah, but he
believe.
did like an All Lives Matter shit where he gave the cops $1 million.
Yeah,
And
that does make
activists
sense
and-
to me. Like honestly, we might have to disqualify Jordan from being like African American like as his like qualification. Cause how you gonna say all lives matter, dog? Like really, man? Like all lives matter? Like that's like that's some stuff that my brother says, and my brother is just like a straight up like he doesn't watch politics. He's a science guy. And like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, all lives matter is way better than Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is just like, you know, they're being really selfish about it. Yeah, being really selfish about being oppressed for the last 300 years and getting shot up anytime you reach for a CD case in your pocket. That's really,
yeah, All Lives
really
Matter
being
is
selfish.
like,
It's just like it's a topic that we probably shouldn't touch on too hard, but
yeah.
let's
I'm proud
end
of
this
Melo.
off with. I'm very proud of Carmelo Anthony, and I'm very proud of Amari Stoudemire for leaving the league with such grace, and I don't have to hear about his Judaism exploits anymore.
Or his red
And
wine baths.
Oh yeah, that was part of the Judaism phase, I think, something like that.
Shout
Had
out to
to
the
be.
goggles though.
Yeah, those are fly.
Legendary.
Those are pretty legendary. He made them cool for a bit, man. Like there was a
Like
period of time.
Rip Hamilton goggles.
Most
Oh yeah,
who's
the Hamilton face mask.
the Hamilton face mask was iconic, but it was also just like he looked like the kid that was like the super nerd that like could just hit jump shots and like nobody really messed with that thing on. Like I never thought he was a cool player. I was just like, oh, cool, he's efficient, but like
Yeah.
that mask. When LeBron had the black mask for that one game,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
the hardest. That was the hardest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like if
They
they let
They
him
banned
wear,
that for some reason.
yeah, they banned it right after because it was like carbon, because it was black and it was like carbon fiber and it looked too cool.
Yeah.
Too much. It was like when Jordan came out with the Jordan 1s with the 3 colors on the shoe. They were like, wait, he looks too good on the court. He looks too good on the court, and he's way too good at basketball. We're not going to be able to
Gotta
market
stop
any
this.
of the other stars. We got to stop it. All right, so let's end this off on a campaign. Bring LeBron's black mask back.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hashtag
so,
bring back the mask.
We'll be
Hashtag-
back Saturday.
We'll be back Saturday. What time we decided? We don't know yet. Well, we'll definitely figure it out
Look
before
out for
then.
noon Eastern time, and then we'll go from there.
And if anything, you could check our Mixcloud page, and we'll probably have an update up on there. This is Sarvin here, and we got Mike and Fonz, and we're signing out. We hit the hard court pretty hard, and now we finna ball out. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
Yep.